My name's Kevin from Happy Beard Games, and I don't laugh at anything. Relax, guys. I'm kidding, of course. I love to laugh. That's one reason why my channel's named Happy Beard Games, because I love to make people entertained, feel good, feel happy, and make them laugh. Or at least I attempt to. And yeah, so basically this video is a response video. Now, it's a response to my friend Jeff from SlashersElite. You can find him on YouTube. I'll have links to him, his channel, and the description below, and a link to his Twitter page, because that's pretty cool too. So his question for me today is name a game, or what is a game. Just basically choose a game that makes you laugh. Like I just laughed right there. So just choose a game that makes you laugh. Now I narrowed this down to quite a few games, and then I narrowed it down even further to one single game, just because that's the easiest way to answer this question is with a single game. But I do want to take a little bit of time to show you 4 of those categories that I narrowed it down to. Because, you know, video games are fun. They're a form of entertainment. But they're also a form of storytelling, like movies and books and TV shows and everything, just acting in general. So, you know, not every movie is funny. Not every book is funny. Not every story has a good ending. Not every story makes you laugh. Now, in the realm of video games, you would think that there'd be more games that make you laugh, but there is a lot of games that make you laugh for different reasons. Each one of these categories today that I've came up with are things that make you laugh for various reasons. Now, these are all different feelings. They're all result in a laugh and a good feeling overall, but they can be for different reasons. Some of them more negative than others, and that may not be a good thing in all cases. So let's take a look at those categories real quick. The first category, this is a good one. This is a nice solid one. You have games that are intentionally funny, like comedy. Now, the first game that I remember playing that really made me laugh with its jokes, its humor, and its overall sense of style was Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars on the Super Nintendo. This remains one of my favorite games of all time. But, you know, the humor in this game is very relevant. And it also stands out a lot, so to the point where I can remember some of the scenes from this game just because they were funny and they made me laugh. So this is actually a really close contender for my game that made me laugh. But I'm not choosing this one. Now you may be familiar with the same sense of humor as Super Mario RPG in games like the Paper Mario games, where it carried over most of that sense of humor. Yeah. Now, and there's another category of games. These are like party games. So party games like Anticipation on the NES are just a little bit different kind of laugh. It's not so much a comedy laugh, it's more of a shared laugh experience, if you really want to narrow it down to something like that. Because this is a multiplayer game. It's a party game. It's basically a game that you play with your friends, and you and your friends will have laughs. They may not be triggered by the actual game itself, but from the experience that you and your friends are having. So it's sort of like a board game. You laugh when you're playing a board game. But it may not be the actual game that makes you laugh. It's more of the experience from the game that's making you laugh. Like, basically, there's no like real jokes in this game. It's just a fun experience. So Anticipation is another category. And then we have this other category, which brings us to the negative area. You know, everybody at least once in their life, come on, you know you did it, laughed at another person for a negative reason. You know you did it. Well, these are games that are fun to laugh at. That's not necessarily a good thing to do, but making fun of things, especially video games, can be fun. Honestly, it can be fun. It's not necessarily a good thing, but it can be fun. So there's some bad games out there. We all know that. There's some bad games out there. One of the most laughed at, I don't know if it's necessarily laughed at, but one of the worst games of all time is obviously E.T. on the Atari 2600. So I've got E.T. and... I'll just leave that at that. And then we've got games that are a little bit misunderstood, in my opinion. This is why I kind of feel bad about laughing at it. Because there's games like Lesser Than Unlikely. I was laughing at it too. And then I played it. And it's fun. So there's a reason to laugh at games. But that doesn't necessarily, when you're laughing at a game, it doesn't necessarily mean you hate it. That just means it's fun to make fun of. And in the case of video games, it's not really like anyone's getting hurt. Unless they're maybe a huge fan of the game. Like me, I'm a huge fan of Lesser Than Unlikely. But, I don't know. I mean, there's a way to laugh at things in a negative way. Like you're laughing at something instead of laughing with something. There's a way to do that where it's okay. Sometimes. I don't know. I mean, I'm not for bullying or anything like that or making fun of people. But sometimes you just gotta look at it and laugh. And it's just a fun experience. It may not be the best, but hopefully you see what I'm trying to say. So that brings us to the game. Now this is a game that was requested by my good friend last October, my friend Brian from Brian Checks In. He requested a game for my Gametober series. My Gametober series is where I play horror and monster themed games all month. And it's going to be starting up again next month. Hint, hint, this game will be on there a lot. And that game is Monster Party for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Yes, it's a Scream. Now this game, I mean, come on. Does that not look like a ton of fun? It may not look funny. It looks kind of scary, but sometimes scary things can be funny as well. I mean, even just look at the campiest B horror movies, and you can realize that you can have fun with a horror movie. It's a scary experience for some people, but when you're looking at it, it's a lot of fun. Now we've got Monster Party on the NES. What is this game? This is an action platforming game for the NES, and why is it funny? Why is it funny? I can't even, explain it. Well, I'll roll some video for you. I'm all dressed up with nowhere to go. Going to a monster party on Nintendo. Oh no, what have I got myself into? Oh my god, this is really... Whoa. Whoa. Oh yeah, this is better than Wii Fit Trainer. This is so good. I'm a snail. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a snail. I'm gonna climb in the tree. Hello, baby. Hey, baby. Wait, why does it say hello, baby? What is that, a plant? A flower? But basically, this game is funny because it's just so quirky. It's got sort of a sense of humor to the point where you're not sure if it's actually a joke or if you're just supposed to be laughing at it. Is it really a humor? Is it really... I don't know. It's really weird. There's a lot of Japanese culture humor in this. I believe it's humor, or at least Japanese cultural references, like the ghost in the well. You've got, different Japanese demons and monsters. You've got some Japanese humor in it as well. There was one thing that I noticed in this game that later on I noticed in another game full of Japanese cultural references, and that is when you hold the down button at any point in this game, you can be jumping, you can be standing, you'll automatically fall to the ground, flop on the ground, and you'll do this when you push forward. It's not a crawl that your character does. You do this worm crawl. Now that's really interesting because not only is it funny, it's hilarious to watch, and when you're playing a game like this for the first time, you do not expect it. So I thought it was funny. And then I played the game, if I can find it, Mystical Ninja on the Super Nintendo. Now this game featured the exact same thing, and this isn't even, that's Bandai, this is Konami, both Japanese companies. I'm assuming it's a Japanese cultural thing. Not only that, but Mystical Ninja is heavily based in Japanese folklore. And I think Monster Party, to an extent, is as well. You see things like Dracula, or I'm assuming this Dracula, Medusa, Creature from the Black Lagoon, possibly. and other monsters, it doesn't look very Japanese in terms of the box art, though it may have a different box art in Japan. Now, there is some really funny things in this game. I'm not sure if it's just to make it less scary, because this game is actually kind of pretty scary, actually, for an NES game in terms of graphical usage. I don't know what to say, but like basically there's a part where you get a game over, of course, and there'll be skeletons and a pool of blood and blood dripping off the screen. That's what I mean. That's all in this game, but at the same time there's some really funny references, really funny humor, and this game made me laugh. It still makes me laugh. It's funny. I reference this game sometime every now and then. There's the very first boss. You walk into a room, a giant plant, a giant eggplant says, "Hey, baby! Hello, baby!" And then your character, Mark, who can also transform into another monster named Bert, you fight that monster. And then basically each boss will have a different quote or a different theme. Later on in the game, you fight a Minotaur boss. Yes, a Minotaur boss. He has sort of like a whip, like a shepherd's whip. And basically, he sends out little cartoon cows to attack you, and that's his attack. Pretty funny stuff, guys. A Minotaur sending out baby cartoon cows to attack in an NES game. That's funny. I mean, just looking at the box art right now, it does say It's a Scream, and there's even a list of the monsters, which they call ghosts. There's a giant spider, a giant dragon, a pumpkin ghost, a hand creature, a man-eating plant, snake man, and chameleon man, and question mark, ... And yeah, that's Monster Party. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun experience. It's most of all funny, but at the same time, it's a challenging NES platformer. So it's a good game. You know, you're playing like Super Mario Bros. It gives you that good feel of a challenge, yet at the same time, the environment, the graphics and visuals, the whole setting of the game really makes you feel good and it makes you laugh. That's my choice for my laugh game. These are the games that I like that make me laugh, and Monster Party is one of those top ones. I can't say for sure if it's 100% the top one, but it definitely makes me laugh every time I play it. And I've been playing it a lot recently. I'm trying to catch up on my gameplay on this because on Gametober next month, wink, wink, we're going to be doing Monster Party. The whole game. Now, stay tuned to Hybrid Games for more classic gaming goodness. But not only that, stay tuned to Hybrid Games for Gametober 2. Yeah, Gametober 2 is coming up. This is my first official mention of Gametober 2 on the internet. And you can look for a little sneak peek of that pretty soon on my Twitter page. I don't know if I'll put it on YouTube, but I'll put it on my Twitter page first. Now, Gametober is where I play horror games, not necessarily classic, not necessarily new horror games either, but horror, monster, scary themed games, games that fit with a Halloween theme. That's Gametober 2. Now, last year, if you're familiar with my channel, it was a lot smaller then, so I can understand why you wouldn't be familiar with that. I did some of my best work of last year on Gametober 1, and during that, I did things like multiple video games, basically like what I do with Hybrid Games Plays. I did that, but I expanded on it a little bit more. It had a theme, it had a flow, it had some recurring characters in it. Yeah. And it had some fun humor. So if you like some fun games, some funny things, and things that make you laugh, check out Gametober, because we're going to be playing Monster Party throughout that month. I'm going to try to complete the game. I've never done that before, but recently I made it pretty close to the end, I believe. And, yeah, I've been playing this a lot recently, so Monster Party. Thank you all for watching once again. I want to thank you one more time, Jeff at SlashersElite on YouTube.com for asking me this question. Now, I'm supposed to tag some more people on this. So what I'm going to tag is some of my closest YouTube friends that I know. I don't know if they've done this. I don't think they have. And I don't know if they'll get around to it. These are people that I've tagged in other videos that I know have not done the videos that I tagged them for. So I'm looking at you guys. And that is Flock of Nerds. Flock of Nerds, I want to see your video response to this. I also want to see Brian checks in. And I know he's a little busy at this point, but I want to see my good pal Omigod doing a video response to this, if he can. I know he's a little busy at the moment, according to his Twitter. So, yeah, those 3 channels, Flock of Nerds, Brian Checks In, and Omigod. I want to see your video responses and what game made you laugh. You don't have to actually have the game. You don't actually have to have video of the game you play if you're playing it, but I just want to see your response. If you can't, leave it in the comments below. And if you were not tagged and you want to tell me or tell the internet what your game made you laugh, just leave that in the comments of this video below. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Once again, Happy Bird Games. Out! Whoa.